I'm Richard Halsted, standing outside the AMC Showplace Classic 12 in beautiful Bloomington, Indiana. These are Richard Halsted's movie reviews. Very beautiful view and the way to see the Expendables 4. Got the cookie dough bites and the icy. Cookie dough bites are cold, it's awesome. Got the place to myself. The big room. Expendables 4. No nice way of putting it. It's horrible. Awful. Expendables 3 was PG-13. So, I mean, that was already the end of the franchise. The first two were outstanding, especially part 2 with Jean-Claude Van Damme. But Eric Roberts ain't so bad either as a bad guy in part 1. I don't remember seeing part 3. I know I saw it. It might have been during COVID, or might have been not in the theater when I saw it. I could have saw it in the theater. I don't remember. I blocked it out of my head because it's PG-13. But they came back and they made it R again. And they started off great. Explosions, gore that looks like a video game. Stallone goes into a strip club and his ring is on a dildo and he has to retrieve it. They come back with the hard R, and you think it's going to be okay. Then, spoiler alert. I'll give you a second. I usually don't give spoilers, but spoiler alert. They kill off Stallone in the first 20 minutes, and his ring that was on the dildo is now on a dead hand. So Jason Statham gets fired and he goes rogue. So you realize at that point the only person in the Expendables team anymore that's an 80s movie star. Actually, Jason Statham isn't an 80s movie star, but he's good. He's from the early 2000s, I guess. But it's Dolph Lundgren's the only expendable left, and it has like 50 Cent, Megan Fox, the UFC guy with the cauliflower ear, and another lady. No Jet Li, no Mickey Rourke, no Stallone, no Bruce Willis. They're all gone. So the whole point of the movie of it having 80s action stars is lost with just Dolph Lundgren, who is an 80s action star, but he's not an 80s action staple like the people I just mentioned. I don't want to say anything bad about Dolph Lundgren, but he wouldn't be on the Mount Rushmore of 80s movies staples. So once Stallone is dead, and by the time I got like my third slushie, I realized I had just like blanked out, completely lost the plot, and had no idea what was going on. So I had to gather my thoughts again and try to pay attention to the movie. I like Megan Fox because she's mentally ill and old like I am. And I like 50 Cent. I mean, I can't say bad things about the people in it. I mean, it was mostly a Jason Statham movie, and his movies are usually pretty good, so I can see how they could have thought that he could have carried the movie, but it just lost the whole point of the movie. They should have just like given up on part 3 and been done with it, or at least keep Stallone in the damn movie. And guess what? I knew it from the very beginning. He didn't really die. I knew he would come back in the end, but he was only in it for another 5 minutes. I knew that from the moment I saw Stallone was dead with that ring. I knew he wasn't really dead. He just sat this one out. movie theater on the east side of town just closed down last week. I was the only person in the theater tonight. It was in the biggest theater they had. The screen looked great. It looked like 8K or something, but I'm telling you, I saw my friend's OLED TV the other night, and OLED TVs look better than the movie theater. And when the arcades looked better than, or then when the consoles looked better than the arcades, at that point, all the arcades closed. So, enjoy the movies while you still can, even though they suck.